Yeah. Woo. As one Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Great one today. Not a good one, but a great one today. I'm feeling it, getting back. I woke up a little later, recording this the day after the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup, and I stayed up a little later than I normally do on my Tuesday runs. So had a little more energy, brought a little more juice to it, and felt good to get that extra little bit of rest. So I actually could thank the Florida Panthers because it kind of actually helped me today. So today's Tuesday, recording this on a Tuesday, and you already know what it is. If you're a regular listener, you already know it's Top 5 Tuesday. Recording this, it is, I believe, June 25th. No, 26th, 27th. Yeah, so it's June 25th, 2024, and in 2 days, June 27th, there will be the presidential debate. I believe it's the first one between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And seeing that we are in these political times, in the political season and an election year, this week's Top 5 Tuesdays is the top 5 questions that yours truly would ask each presidential candidate, anybody who wants to run for president. If I had the one-on-one conversation, the top 5 questions I would ask, all right? Starting at number 5, as I always do, starting at number 5 all the way down. And these aren't necessarily in any particular order. All 5 of these questions are equally as important, all right? So coming in at number 5, I want to know directly from them, what was the situation like when they grew up? What do they know as the norm? What do they know as the subconscious way? Because again, when you're kids, you don't really do anything with much of an agenda. You're just going with the flow. You're like water. You're just fitting into whatever situation you're in. So I would want to know, I would want to hear them answer the question about how they grew up and really get a genuine answer about what they feel, what they think is right, what their natural subconscious minds go through, all right? So that's number 5. Coming in at number 4, as the president, here's again number 4 question. Again, we recap, we're going over the top 5 questions I would ask anybody who's thinking about becoming a president or wants to become the president. Coming in at number 4, I would want to know, how do they plan to help the people that do not have the resources but want to be helped? All right, this is very important. This is a very key distinction in the questioning. All right, and again, I'm very detail oriented when it comes to the type of questions I ask. I would not be able to do the work I do if I was not that way. All right, so coming in number 4, here's what I mean when I say, how do you help the people who do not, how do you plan on helping the people who do not have the resources but want to be helped? They want to be helped. They're trying to taking out loans. They're doing whatever it is they can to better themselves. I would want to know specifically how you plan to help the people who are seeking help, who are trying their best to get help in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Not the fucking people that are just sitting on their ass and hoping that the government bails them out every step of the way. I want to know how they plan to help the people and how they plan to attract the people that actually want to be helped, all right? Coming in at number 3, I would want to know, what do their kids say about them? Like in an honest moment, what do their kids say about them as they grew up, as they became adults, as they transitioned from a childhood to teenage years to adulthood? I would want to know specifically what their kids would say about them when they're not around, all right? So that's number 3. Number 2, got to shout out my guy Mark. I was watching the Panther game with him last night, and he helped me come up with the second question, which I thought was a very, very, very important one, which is, I would ask these people, anybody who wants to be president, I would ask them, who is it in your life that inspired you to even want to become the president of the United States? And this was a very key one, because I would want to know who are the people in their lives that made it so they would even pursue a goal and a career so big, or such a big opportunity to become the president of the United States, all right? And number one question I would ask them, all right? And this was actually a clear-cut number 1. I know I said they're all equally important, but this one was like the one. I had all the other 4 kind of in my head, and then after Mark helped me come up with the one I just asked, the final one, I would ask the president or anybody that wants to become president, I would ask them directly, look, man or woman, all right, what can you realistically expect to get done in your term? What can you realistically expect to get done in your term? The reason I came up with this question, because I remember the first time I ever voted in life was back in 2008 when Obama was president, when we voted Obama in office. And I remember his speech after he became the projected winner. And I remember him saying, I believe it was in Chicago, and I think Michelle had on the red dress, and all the family members there. It was him, Biden. Everything just looked so great. And I remember him giving a speech and giving his speech and him saying, "Look, everything that I want to get done may not happen in one term or even 2 terms. It may not all happen in just the 8 years." But then he said something about, "I've never been more faithful that we will get there." So because he threw that caveat when, the world was so excited about, having President Barack Obama being elected as president, it was a situation where, like, when he said that, the way I took it in was, all right, what can you realistically get done? All right. I would want to know specifically as a United States citizen, all right, as an American, I would want to know specifically, I would ask the president directly, what's realistically going to get done? And the reason I'm throwing the word realistically in there is because I would want to know specifically, what can we expect? What can we rally behind? What are some measurables that we can expect to get done within the next 4 years? And that's going to dictate who we bring in for the next 4 years. Those are the 5 questions. Just to recap again, we're here. Another Top 5 Tuesday, seeing that we are in an election season and we have the debates coming up. And within this Thursday, the next 48 hours from this recording, top 5 questions I would ask anybody that's interested in becoming president. Coming in at number 5, and again, these aren't in any particular order aside from the final one, which I thought was the most important one when it comes to directly, a question that's directly going to affect us, within the term and all that. But anyway, coming in at number 5, how did the president grow up? Number 4, how does the president plan to help the people that do not have the resources yet they want to be helped and they actively seek help? Number 3, what do their children and their young people say about them as they've grown up and become their own adults and develop their own lives? Number 2, who is it? Who is the person that inspired you to want to become the next president of the United States? And finally, is number 5, what is realistically going to get done within your 4 terms of president? All right. Again, do this every Tuesday. Shout out to Mark again for helping me out with this one. If you do have any ideas, like I do it every single Tuesday. There's either some current event, something going on, which I'm going to be giving some sort of a top five list that I give on my Tuesdays. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, MakeYaMove.com. That's MakeYaMove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.